second part of our episode today. We have with us CA Vikas Kiani. He has no 10 years experience, you can make out. I just want to understand from him how you became an insolvency professional and what are the methodology you adopted. Yeah.
So in 2019, I went through a business standard paper. I got the article that the IBC is planning to bring young professionals to become insolvency professional. Okay. From that, I just go on Google and search that how this was possible. So there I just got that there is an institute, that Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs is conducting this 2 years course. So due to time was expired for applying for making application, so I waited for 1 year, and in the year 2020 I had applied for this course.
Okay.
So through this 2 year course I become an insolvency professional.
Excellent. Congratulations to you. That means
Thank you.
You are much ahead of us.
No, it's not. See, insolvency professional all are equal.
Okay.
It just one is need 10 years experience.
Another is a fresh with a lot of energy.
Yes, sir.
Correct. So now tell us, when is that company gets into insolvency and what is the procedure to be adopted? If you can just tell us. And also, I want you to share your mobile number so that people who are who wants to do, insolvency professional course like you, and where is this insured, all that details if they want, they can always touch upon you. So can you share your number?
So my contact number is 9975 0014 and 90.
Yeah. So can you just tell us what are these, how a company gets into insolvency and what is the procedure followed?
So to make the application to NCLT for bringing the company into insolvency, there are 3 sections: Section 7, Section 9 and Section 10.
Okay.
So under Section 7, a financial creditor, like whoever lended money to the company, can make the application to NCLT. Under Section 9,
anybody means there must be some limit.
Financial creditor. Yeah. So there should be a default limit of 1 crore.
Okay.
For
so
filing
that
that
means
application.
If a company has defaulted on the loan taken more than 1 crore,
1 crore,
then and it becomes a NPA. Default means NPA.
No, default means it's not a NPA. Okay. Default means today I have to make the money, but I failed to make the money.
Okay.
So for NPA and for NPA classification, generally as per RBI guidelines, bank has to classify it within 90 days.
Correct.
But the default happens before 90 days.
Okay.
So that regime had shifted from NPA to the default.
Okay. That means today if I am defaulting and if the creditor comes to know that he may not be in a position to make the payment,
yes,
then immediately he can move an application to NCLT.
Yes.
Okay. So that monetary limit is more than 1 crore.
More than 1 crore. And the second section is Section 9. In this, the default limit is same as a 1 crore. However, here, a person or a company or a firm who has sales goods or provided services to the company on which the company had defaulted may make the application under Section 9 to NCLT for bringing that company into CIRP.
Which means you are talking about financial creditor. Where they have lent the money, where the money is involved.
Yes.
And here is a operational creditor, one who has given the various services, and this includes even the salaried class.
Yes, everything.
Wages and everything.
Yes, everything.
Laborers, everything.
Labor, wages, everything, but provided the default amount should be a 1 crore.
So that means the collective amount. Suppose let us say there are 100 laborers and their collective default is more than 2 months. So it has gone up to more than 1 crore. They can come together, and is there any limit again?
No, individually this should be 1 crore. Okay. So for a single salaried employee, that amount should be 1 crore.
It is not a collective.
No. In case of financial creditor, like example, home buyers are filing application for to NCLT. So Section 7 should have a collectively 1 crore rupees.
Even suppose one bank, NBFC has got, let us say 10 lakhs, another bank has got 5 lakhs. Another bank has got 50 lakhs. So collectively, if they got more than 1 crore.
Under Section 7, the financial creditor can go collectively, but under Section 9, that operational creditor, they can't go collectively.
Okay.
They should be there sole.
Achha, they should single entity should have more than 1 crore.
Yes. And the third section is Section 10, where the corporate debtor, like company itself, go to NCLT, considering that we cannot pay this debt or we are not able to sustain our operations and all. So there should be a default at there also, and after that they also can file as on its own to the NCLT.
So that means there are 3 people who can go to NCLT saying that this company needs a exit route,
Yes.
this company needs a business plan, and this is right now in the stress position which you cannot continue the business. So if at all there is any takeover can happen, and it can be business resolution plan can be made, business can be revived.
Yes.
So the first thing is financial creditors.
Yes.
Second is operational creditor. Third one is your
Corporate debtor itself, company
corporate
itself.
debtors itself, if they come to know that they are into trouble. Now, Snehal, I understand who has to do what has to be done and what is the limit. Now tell me, once we file an application before the NCLT, okay, now what happens with the NCLT, how they look at the process, the application, and what will be the effect on the creditor, business, and what are the documents that they have to submit at the time of making an application?
So while application is being made, certificate of default is one of the key document now which is made compulsory. So under IBC code,
Who issues this certificate of default?
so under IBC code, they have come out with a information utility body.
Okay.
So as of now in India, we have NESL as an information utility recognized. NESL. So it is the single information utility now which has got recognized by IBBI, and they issue this certificate of default. So anyone, for example, if there is in a bank there is a default, the bank will write to NESL that so and so is the creditor, borrower, and he has defaulted in so and so loan. The NESL will issue a mail to the borrower confirming seeking his confirmation.
Okay.
So once the borrower confirms, in case borrower neglects the mail and he does not give any answer to it, that in that scenario the repeated mails are sent, and thereafter they give. So 2 types of certificates with consent and without consent are issued, where they say that the NESL has reached out to the borrower, no response from him, and in view of which default is considered. In case the borrower raises a dispute, then with dispute a record certificate is issued.
Okay.
And that record certificate becomes the base for the application.
Okay.
And that has to be the key for the bench to see how it goes. There are other various parameters, legal parameters, which bench will see, but this is one of the key parameter of default, and without that certificate, as of now, the benches are not entertaining any application.
I need a default certificate, that's fine. Once I make an application, how NCLT does the scrutiny, or is there any other process, and when the order will be passed, what is the effect, procedure to be followed?
So procedurally, now NCLT, everything has to be done online. So they have their own portal where the whole application, they have their own formats. So how the application needs to be prepared, what type of margins to be kept while drafting in the application, that each bench, if you are working with Bombay bench, NCLT Mumbai, and they have their own prescription. So accordingly, your application needs to be made and then uploaded on the site. Once with that fees, regulatory fees needs to be paid in Bharat Kosh, and that receipt also needs to be uploaded. Once uploaded, you will get a diary number.
What is the fees normally charged?
So for financial institutions, it's 25,000 rupees. And for operational creditor, that is section 9 and section 10 application, it is I think 5,000.
Okay.
So once that is 5,000 or 2,000? 2,000, sorry. 2,000 is the fees. Once the application is filed online, you will get a diary number. Thereafter, the registry will verify the whole application. In verification, basically, they will see whether the application is clearly visible or not, is all the page numbered or not, any page missing or what. So they will not go on the merits in the scrutiny, they will go on the quality of the uploads. And then they will raise the query, if any, in that, and if there is no query, they will issue you a CP number. CP number becomes your for the main application number, which it will be recognized.
Okay. Thereafter, what happens? NCLT,
So-
then the application, everything is not in order. So they will.
So once
issue
the CP number is
objection and
allotted.
all. Once the objection is removed, the application gets admitted. Thereafter, moratorium period and other things.
So
how-
moratorium doesn't start with that. Moratorium will, thereafter, once the CP number is there, the hearing will take place. The court notice will be issued to the respondent, and thereafter the arguments on the application will be made. So as a normal process of a tribunal, the arguments and relevant submissions will be made. One needs to understand that it's a tribunal, not a court. So here the difference is that a tribunal has to do a summary assessment. So taking on oath and all the practice of the courts are not being to be followed here. What is to be looked is summary assessment. So based on the arguments and submissions, the bench will decide, adjudicating authority will decide whether to admit the application or dismiss the application. So on admission of the application, if they, after hearing, they will reserve the thing for order, and thereafter they will have a pronouncement of the order. So once the order is pronouncement, that day the moratorium starts, and that is known as initial date, commencement date the IBC.
Now he's talked about, and you also said in the beginning that section 7,
7, 9 and 10.
7, 9 and
10.
10. Now, I also was told that there is, these are all for corporates. What about non-corporates? There is a partnership or there is a proprietary concern or individual. Is the IBC applicable to them also? And if it is applicable, then how it is getting resolved?
So IBC is also applicable to partnership firms, individual and proprietary firms.
And what
But,
about HUF?
To HUF, they are not applicable.
Okay.
But presently, there are subsection 94 and 95. These two sections are applicable to individuals and partnership firms. In section 94, the individual can himself file the application, and in section 95, the lender or a financer, they can file the application.
Even financial operational creditors?
Yeah, operational credit also in same section 95. But presently, this application in section 94 or 95, only those people can file where they had provided the personal guarantees.
Okay.
Only two personal guarantees for the loan taken by the companies or LLPs, or you can say the incorporated entities under the Companies Act. So other than this, no one can file the application
So
for individual insolvency or insolvency
Right
of
now
partnership
there are-
firms.
So there are certain sections of IBC code which are notified. Certain sections are yet to be notified.
Okay.
The law is made in toto, but notification and applicability is kept on hold. So as far as individual is concerned, partnership is concerned, only a part of sections are notified, which allows only in case of personal guarantee given, the individual application can be entertained.
see, Snehal Kandar was talking about something called information utility, and there is only one agency who is doing it. Can you just highlight as to what is this information utility all about? Who puts the information there, and how it is relevant in the IBC?
So information utility is another created by IBBI, like to have all the information relating to the corporate debtor or an individual regarding the default at a one place,
Okay.
So for that, NESL has been created. Now the relevancy of this, that all the creditors who wants to file the application or where the corporate debtor has defaulted, they all can submit the information to the information utility. And when they are filing the application to the NCLT, they have to submit the certificate of default, which NESL will provide to them. Or whenever they are also, when the company is admitted to CIRP, and every creditor has to file the claim, so they can also submit that certificate of default with that claim document, so that it can show that we had dues to be recovered from the company or corporate debtor.
Now, yes, Snehal, you
So
can add.
to what Vikas said, as perfectly drawn down by Vikas, when NESL was incorporated, the first stage NESL did was to get all the bank's record and their database. So all the bank loans which were there, bank were asked to get their loans registered with the NESL. So as of now, NESL has all the data of all the bank's financial institutions with them. Thereafter, at the second stage, they started reaching out to associations, industry association, where they are also spreading this awareness. So we, IP Foundation, we have done several events with NESL also on this. So where if there is a default of an operational creditor, then he can himself go there to the NESL website, upload the default documents and generate a default certificate. So they have started creating that awareness, and this data is being collected in that manner also.
Is it an open document, information utility? That means everybody can see. There is no privacy involved in this.
No, you cannot see what is being done. If I want to file a case against Vikas, for example, he has defaulted in payment, I will go and tell the utility that these are my documents, where I have evidences, documents showing that Vikas has defaulted. Utility will respond to him. Utility will issue me a certificate. But if you go and log in, you will not see Vikas name or anything. It's a completely secure document.
Then what is the difference between CIBIL? Because in the CIBIL also, many of the bankers, they upload the information. There is something called CIBIL code, something for the loan and all. Then what is this information utility and
this is a
CIBIL?
vision. This is the vision of our Prime Minister. CIBIL is technically a global company, not an Indian company. So this default data, what CIBIL has been creating, once the things are completely under control, then probably the banks will not go for CIBIL record, will go for a NESL record. So NESL has a major stake of the government, and it is controlled by Indians. So idea was, one of the key object also will be to see that CIBIL over a period probably may not be so relevant. Even in CIBIL, presently the key aspect is personal loan, credit card and all, which NESL has been started to collect now.
Okay.
So in CIBIL you get that buckets and reporting done, and quarterly updates are there. Here that is not the case.
Okay. Vikas and Snail both will have to answer together or in whatever way. My question is very simple. This is an episode where we want to create a professional opportunity for chartered accountants. Now, as I understand, whenever any law comes, I always call 5C. What is that 5C? The first C is about consultancy. So I would like to understand from both of you, what is that consultancy area where in IBC a chartered accountant can give? What are the areas of consultancy, if you can highlight, to start with you?
Okay. So in IBC, each and every stage, there is opportunity to do a consultancy. Initial filing, consultancy is required. Whether to create a strategy for filing, consultancy is required. For arguments, again, consultancy is required to create a strategy. Once the matter is admitted, so you are on which side again? Both the sides consultancy will require. If you are on the losing side, where you are losing the company, you can provide a guidance on how to get it resolved and take back your company under the provision of section 12A. If you are an MSME promoter,
if you can tell me what is 12A?
12A is a section where applicant who has filed the application, whose matter, and the company which was admitted because of that, they go for a settlement. Then under section 12A, they can withdraw the application and the old promoter can take back the company.
Okay.
Same way, if you are a MSME promoter and your company has been admitted, then you can guide them by assisting them in preparing a resolution plan, and he can be one of the RA provided.
What is RA?
Resolution applicant who will bid for the company.
Okay.
So that he will be how to do that. So one, guiding a MSME promoter to do it. Similarly, there are companies which goes into insolvency, and there is an invitation from the resolution professional inviting others to come and bid for the company. So if you have your client who wants to do buyout of such company, you can guide them on the buyout by preparing resolution plan, helping them in the negotiations and take over the company.
Okay, excellent. Because he said so many things. Now tell me, who is approaching you or whom we can give consultancy? Can you just enlighten? Should we give a consultancy to creditor? Should I give it to the operational creditor? Should I give it to the company themselves? Who are the agencies who may approach chartered accountant for consultancy? Who are the target clients?
So the target client should be who are the stakeholders in the process.
Who are the stakeholders, if I want to tell
So
you?
stakeholder are creditors,
Okay.
promoters of the company, resolution applicant, and one the buyer who wants to submit the resolution plan for the takeover of this company.
So there are 4 people.
There are 4 people.
So
So
and then sub-segment.
there are sub-segment. So now if I go from creditor side you have operational creditor, you have financial creditors. Now there might be a case that financial creditor are further decided. Might be there are 8-9 banks. Then with 8-9 banks there are also home buyers. So collectively 60-80 home buyers cannot take the decision. So there might be need some consultancy that what decision we should take, because during CRP there were various meetings that RP will conduct, and every meeting have different agendas. So everyone has to vote on that agendas, whether that is favorable to unfavorable. So he has to vote on that. So one side is a consultancy to the home buyers. There are bankers. So might some banker need some consultancy that what we should do in this situation. There are different situations in each and every case. Then you have group of home buyers, group of operational creditors who need some consultancy. Then RP might be appoint a
What do you mean
someone,
by RP?
resolution professional.
Okay.
So a resolution professional might appoint someone who provide guidance that how the buyer should be searched, or how should be the transaction structuring we should have with the buyer at a later stage.
So transaction structuring is also can be one of the
Area of
professional
consulting.
opportunities, consultancy area.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So there might be a like various stakeholders or generally they approach to the IPs or the CAs to provide us this kind of services.
Okay. The second is
One
Sure.
big area for chartered accountant is a forensic audit. So a forensic audit is a big area, a transaction audit in this IBC, which is one of the area of practice that chartered accountants should look into.
Okay, I think some questions have come live. Because you can go ahead with the questions.
So their first question is like it's in Hindi. I am meaning to English. That if someone is defaulting on the dues and banks is putting that company into NCLT, so can the promoters of that company can rebuy that project or that company again from the through the CIRP?
हम खुद अनाउंस करेंगे सेक्शन 10 में कि हम बैंकरप्ट होने वाले हैं.
Application is filed by bank
Okay,
section
okay.
7.
हाँ, तो फिर वो बोलेंगे कि हमारा पूरा नुकसान हो गया, तो अभी हम वापस खरीदेंगे.
सर
Whether
दोनों चीज
that
कर
is
सकते
possible,
हैं,
हाँ.
दोनों कर सकते हैं. सेक्शन 7 हो, 9 हो या 10 हो.
हाँ.
अगर प्रमोटर एमएसएमई है और 29A में डिस्क्वालीफाइड नहीं है. 29A एक
What is
सेक्शन
that
है.
29A?
29A एक सेक्शन है जिसमें डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन दिया है जो कंपनी में रेजोल्यूशन एप्लीकेंट बन के नहीं आ सकता.
अच्छा.
तो वो 6 कंडीशंस है. वो 6 कंडीशंस में कोई भी कंडीशन फुलफिल नहीं करता है तो वो 29A में डिस्क्वालीफाइड होता है. मोस्टली एमएसएमई प्रमोटर का एक कंडीशन उनका रहता है कि आप एनपीए नहीं हो, तो एमएसएमई के लिए वो कंडीशन वेवर दिया गया है. सो इन दैट सिनेरियो अगर वो कंडीशन का वेवर लेके वो एलिजिबल होता है तो वो ले सकता है.
अच्छा, वो कर सकते. सो अभी हम लोग अच्छा, और एक क्वेश्चन है
और 2 क्वेश्चन है. दूसरा सवाल है मिस्टर मिलन मेहता का. All trades have some black, all trade have some. Here also few owners get admitted in NCLT to avoid litigation, and some even buy back their own company at very cheaper discounted rate. So what steps government has taken to avoid such fraud where public money to banks who are financiers misutilized?
So look, this is a common question that comes up, but I would say that there are 2 parts to this question. One, कि promoter takes this company to IBC and then buys it cheap. It is not so easy. If you take to NCLT, then he will buy it at cheap. There may be other buyers. If the company is so lucrative, then there may be n number of buyers. When we do resolution as IP, when we call, we get 20 people, 30 people bidding for it. So promoter getting it cheaply is something what is not understood properly. Why it is being understood in that manner is because there was evergreening of loan, which every one of us knows. So that ballooning effect of that loan is pulled out. Whatever is the actual value of that company is the value that comes out under IBC, and that is the plan that comes out. No doubt it may be cheaper than the market, but it may not be a dot cheaper that is visible. It is the actual value of the assets of the company and the company's business value.
You have any questions?
Yeah, it's a last question from Javed Sayyed. Can employee recover his hard-earned salary under this act when the company is insolvent?
Yes, there are provisions. So employees are given a benefit because there is a payment which is being to be done in a waterfall mechanism, where payment to worker for last 12 months is given a priority over all other people, and they come in par basically with the secured creditors. Thereafter, if you are an employee but not a worker, so that is a administrative staff, then you rank second. So you as a worker gets a priority in most of the cases, and you get at par with the secured creditor.
Okay, I was just telling you that there are 5 C. First C, we started with consultancy. Let us come back to our professional opportunity for chartered accountant. Second C, I always believe is a compliance. So under IBC, what are the compliance that is required to be done, which needs a chartered accountant, sir?
So, sir, IBC is full of compliance.
Okay, what are the compliance?
So there are IBC key is timelines. So each and everything is triggered by a timeline. So there are a lot of filings to be done on the timeline basis, reports to be filed, meetings to be called on timelines. So meeting, calling of meeting, minutizing the meeting, preparation of these records, budgeting of the things. So everything,
receiving the claims,
getting it, verification of claims.
Verification of claim.
So
representing before the NCLT,
yes.
NLT, whatever.
So
because he is representing the company.
yes. So claims verification is one of the heart of the whole process. Preparing a report of the claims verified, responding to them. So everything being time oriented, timeline oriented, compliance is at highest. The intention of the regulator is to bring a transparency in the process. So while looking into it, the process has become too much compliant. So recently only they have come out that they are going to reduce the number of forms that has to be filed to certain lesser number in line, and they are trying to reduce this compliance burden on the IP.
Okay.
So, but yes, compliance practice is one of the big
compliance
practice.
is also huge.
Yes.
Now, Vikas, tell me, yeah, you can go ahead.
So add to this, during CIRP, there are various
What do you mean by
compliance,
CIRP? I don't get
corporate insolvency resolution process.
it. Corporate
Insolvency
Insolvency Resolution
Resolution
Professional, CIRP.
Process.
That means when the corporate is getting into the liquidation, rather insolvency professional, rather insolvency process, that is called corporate insolvency resolution process. Okay, CIRP.
So during CIRP, the RP is required to comply
What
with
is
each
RP?
and every
Resolution professional, okay.
So resolution professional is to required to comply with various laws, including income tax, GST, might be in real estate case the RERA.
Okay, that means all the compliance, all the statute is in addition to that.
That.
Also is the responsibility of the
RP.
RP. That means income tax, GST, your licensing, whatever,
Everything.
labor law, compliance, so
Yes.
many things.
So there are various opportunities for CA to be pursued in these cases also.
Okay. The third C is, always I call it as a complaint redressal or complaint mechanism or redressal system. So what are the redressal system under IBC where chartered accountant can look into? Of course, you have explained in detail, but I want to come out with the concluding remark as to what are the 5 areas of C.
So complaint redressal system, I will again divide into 2 parts. One, challenges which are there where I have said NCLT and CLET and Supreme Court. Another is a disciplinary area. This is a disciplinary action where someone finds the resolution professional not doing as per law and he wants to raise a flag against the thing. They can go to IBBI and file a grievance, and they can go to even IPA and raise their grievance. Now this grievance needs to be addressed by the IP. Now IP, when he is handling the company, it becomes challenging for him to reach out to this redressal. So opportunity in this area is helping the IP in representing to the disciplinary committees of the regulator.
Okay, Vikas, so you were saying, I also, when I say complaint redressal, it also talks about representation. What are the representation area of practice for a chartered accountant who gets into IBC professional or IBC area of practice?
So-
Representation, where I can represent.
So CAs can represent before NCLT on behalf of resolution professionals.
Correct.
Okay. On behalf of other clients like creditors or whether operational creditors, home buyers or any other creditor, on their behalf they can also represent before NCLT. Or anyone who wants to file any complaint before IBBI against the conduct of RP or whatever. So he can also represent before IBBI
So he
on
can
his
represent
behalf.
anybody.
Anybody.
He becomes a representative practice can be done.
Anybody. Yes.
So like an advocate, he can represent before NCLT, NCLAT and then do the practice.
Practice.
Yes.
Okay. The next is a complex situation. Because this is a business law. IBC is a business law. It has got a amalgamation of various law. It is a code. It is not an act. So it has various things. So what are the complex situations where CS can required to come in? So whether it is related to income tax, GST, direct tax, whatever, what could be the complex situation if you can highlight few, where without CA nothing can move.
So to answer a short thing, this question in a short is the company which is ailing defaults. So it's a ship which is sinking, where someone needs to take the steering in his hand and turn around. So the CA basically have been trained in this situation to turn around the ship. So yes, the situation, each and every case is unique. One has to sit with the team to understand and redress the things, bring the system under control. So implementation of systems, control systems in the company, in the complex situation where the fund, which is the lifeline of the company, is missing, and helping them to revive. So I feel that IBC, each case is complex, and each case chartered accountant will be can contribute a lot in identifying the challenges and addressing it.
Okay, excellent. The last C. So we talked about consultancy, we talked about compliance, we talked about complaint redressal, we also talked about complex situation where things become out of control. A legal practitioner may not be that acute, but chartered accountant having a business knowledge can sail through and then take a decision which he can represent before the again NCLT. Now the last is a collaboration, networking. So what type of networking, collaboration to develop the practice is possible? If you can highlight on that.
So to get more and more work, a chartered accountant should go for a networking. You can go to a business, there are business summits where banks and some industry experts comes. There are lawyers from whom many work may come. Okay, and after that there are business industry associations. The CS can educate them about these laws, these issues in the market, and how to resolve through this. So these are the some forums from where that business can come.
Yeah, can you highlight what type of networking facility or collaborations are possible? I call it as a collaborations.
So for collaboration, basically, like at our end in IP Foundation also, we have initiated a collaboration platform known as KeepNet.
SkipNet.
SkipNet is the
Can you highlight what
collaborating
is that
platform.
SkipNet and people can connect with you? For
So in SkipNet, what basically we have done is we are trying, like IP Foundation, as I say, was my charitable venture, where we do lot of sharing, and SkipNet is my professional venture, where basically we are promoting a growth amongst the professional to work on things. In IBC, it is not only chartered accountants, we have other professionals also, and we require assistance of all the professionals. So this KeepNet platform is a platform where we try to gather them together, where IPs requiring a chartered accountant service, then from the network they can pull out a chartered accountant where they can rely on the timely deliverance and quality of the service. So a SkipNet member basically can work on is the trusted member who gives a trust to the resolution professional that the timely compliance can be done, quality work will be done, and highest level of integrity will be maintained. So this network we have created for all the professionals who wants to work on this model.
Excellent. I really compliment you and congratulate you that you are not only started creating an awareness and making people aware of the law, but you also have tried to work out a skip net where you can connect the people and collaborate, interact, network, and so that each other's knowledge can be shared and each other's specialization can be worked out, and in the process they are able to develop their practice.
Yes.
Congratulations to you. So all 5 C's we have seen. But I personally feel that any law, if it is to be, educating the people or getting into the, first is we should create an awareness. And I think I really compliment both of you for coming with us and saying that yes, this is an awareness seminar that we have done. Now so many things is yet to be done. We will take it to the next session because we are running short of time. The second is, once they do this, certainly we have seen in your comment, so many people have appreciated, saying that this is such a wonderful session which expert chartered accountants are coming and opening up as to how things can be done. So we have started getting appreciation. That is the second A. And the third is once we have awareness and appreciation, then the people should start accepting you. You are creating a platform where people will come together on SkipNet and try to accept you. Consultants whom you can give consultancy, they will accept you because you are an expert. So they will come to you, they start accepting you, which again will happen. And the last is, once having done awareness, appreciation, acceptance, then next comes achieving. So at the end of the day, a professional, what he wants to do, the knowledge that he has got, knowledge is power, as we said in the beginning. But I have got a difference of opinion. I say knowledge is not power. It can never be power unless until that knowledge gets applied. So application is knowledge is a power. So you both have come here and created a platform, SkipNet, and of course we as a Prabhu say khas baat, we are creating this platform where the knowledge can be applied. And thank you very much, Vikas ji. And we have a special episode on, as you were saying, that what are the rights and duties of the home buyers, how the home buyers can be empowered, how the home buyers can use the NCLT or the IBC as a platform to get their house, or how the resolution plan can be worked out. Let us come out with a new episode on home buyers' rights and duties under the IBC. Thank you very much. Get connected with us on every Saturday 12 to 1 p.m. and please subscribe to our channel, MahaSeWA news channel, and whatever you want, any new subject you want, any professional opportunity you want, you name the faculty whom you want to see here, you name the subject you want to get knowledge, and we will have n number of episodes on Saturday 12 to 1, and we will also have some of the discussion and a panel discussion on various issues which we can get recorded and put it on this channel. Thank you. And you want to be a part of this discussion, we also welcome you. You can express your in the comment box, where our anchor Sunil Sharmaji will be in touch with you, and his numbers are also on the chat box. And if you want to get connected with me and on my WhatsApp, you are most welcome. I am CA Ramesh Prabhu. My number is 9820106766 and last number is 68. My email also you can note down, is rsprabhu13@gmail.com. You can get connected with us, and thank you very much for being with us once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.